What is up, everybody? It is opening day in the MLB, and we are very excited to share one of our, probably the most research we've done in a long time for a list. My name is Julian. This is Brooklyn. We are the Spectators. Thank you for checking out our channel. Today, we are going over our top 20 players going into the MLB 2021 season.
Yes, sir.
And this is based off, we just want to preface this beforehand. This is just our opinion. We are basing this off of some stats we've kind of taken, the things we've seen watching a lot of baseball over the last couple of years. And we got our data from 2018 through 2020. So we have a 3-year span. If they don't have full complete seasons during that, we're just going to take the available data that we have and kind of tell that to you guys. Anything else before we get into it?
We're both going kind of different criterias too. I know he took a lot more like advanced stats, like WAR, stuff like that. I got a little typical stats, and we're going just off like people's impact, their production, like how scary somebody is in a lineup, whether you want to see them any given time when you see them, their name penciled in a lineup. So just stuff like that. You might not like it. Most of them might be bad, but you know that's what we're here for. We're here to give you the bad takes, and you're gonna love it.
You're gonna love it. I will say, I do want to also preface this. I'm gonna use some advanced analytics. I'm no expert on them. I like them, and I'm trying to learn more about them as the years go on. This year, I'm gonna go pretty heavy into trying to understand what they fully mean. But I do know that they are important, and that some are more important than others. So I'm gonna be using some of them. Let's get right into it. Number 20, I'm going to go and he's going to go, and then we'll flip it and we're just going to go. This episode is going to be 20 through number 11. So in this one, you're going to get 20 through 11. Next one, you're going to get 10 through 1. So you're only getting 10. We can talk a little bit more details in it.
And make sure to go hit that subscribe button right now to make sure you go get that next video.
Absolutely. Next video should be out tomorrow. So this is coming out opening day, as we started with. Friday, 10 through 1 should be out.
And let us know in the comments the team that you're repping. Who you rocking with this year.
That's true too.
Come on.
All right, without further ado, for me, number 20, the 20th best player in the MLB is our Yankee, DJ LeMahieu.
Le Machine.
He is the Yankee leadoff man. He's a Swiss Army knife. He can play 3 different positions. Probably 4 if you really wanted to put him at shortstop, but nobody's going to do that.
Nah.
So he plays primary, second base, plays a lot of third when people are hurt, first base for platoons, and defensive switches over for the Yankees. He's a guy who was second in batting average in 2019, first in batting average in 2020. And he was surprisingly really, really high up on the OPS list. He was second last year in OPS for the American League. I think he got third in the MVP voting. He's the guy when Judge isn't playing for the Yankees that makes that lineup tick. He gets on base. He knocks in a lot of runs when there's guys on base. And he's a very, very traditional, good baseball player. Like, he's not a guy that I'm going to tell you his WAR, even though his WAR is a 9.9. But that doesn't really matter with LeMahieu. He's definitely just a traditional baseball player that puts the ball in play, gets good contact, and plays fantastic defense. And he's the second best player on the second best team. So,
absolutely. So, my 20 is kind of what he got on right now. the young superstar out of Slam Diego, Fernando Tatis Jr. Baby, the kid's a stud. The kid is an absolute stud. If he had a couple more years in the league, he's definitely higher on this. But just having 2 years, got to put him a little bit lower on the list just off of that. But what he brings to San Diego, like, he completely switched their trajectory in the league.
Yeah.
Like, they're a legit competitor this year because of what this man does. And you add him right beside Manny Machado, and the kid, he got power. He got defense, he got speed. He's pretty much a 5-tool player when you look at him all around.
Yeah, the only thing in his game that's really lacking is the defense.
Yeah.
And that's getting there. He's
he's young.
Yeah.
Which, again, stops him a little bit, but he can steal you a base, he can get you clutch hits, and we know the power he got in that bat. So
absolutely. So those are our number 20. Number 19, you got number 19.
I won't go too far into it because he just went in on it, but I also got our boy DJ LeMahieu at 19. Again, Swiss Army knife. he's just an animal. He's a machine. He's a machine. He's a machine. Any
Tim
given
Duncan
day,
of the MLB.
Mr. Fundamental. You put him in any era of baseball. You put him in the 20s and the 50s. He's getting hits.
Leading league in home runs.
That's facts. He's just gonna make it happen, man. Yeah. And put him at the top of that Yankee lineup. He's dangerous. Yeah. He is dangerous. And there's times we look at games and it's like, are you kidding me? Those are the numbers right now? Like, stop it, man. Yeah. Just stop it.
And I know clutch isn't really a thing. Like, that's not a stat that you can kind of talk about. That's something like a fan can kind of see and understand that it's a thing. He is that. What was it, 2019, where we played the Astros, and he hits the game-tying home run in the bottom of the ninth inning to put us, or the top of the ninth inning to get us to the bottom of the ninth, where the game eventually gets walked off on. But he has that thing. He has that in it, and that's definitely a reason that'll help get you up a spot or two on lists like these. So.
Absolutely.
All right, so you got DJ at 19. I actually have Bryce Harper. I feel like this is probably a guy that you have a lot higher, or maybe he's not on this at all. I don't know. We don't know each other's lists. Bryce Harper is easily one of the top outfielders in the game. He's getting paid just the Brinks truck worth of money, right? He gets brought into Philly. I don't love his, I feel like he doesn't. WAR is kind of different than what I'm trying to say. I feel like adding him to a team doesn't add a whole lot of wins, but he's definitely like a piece in that lineup you don't really want to pitch to, especially if you got a righty on the mound, which, by the way, 80% of the league is righties. Since 2018, 82 home runs. He has a .897 OPS, and he is just one of the best left-handed hitters in the game, flat out. He's been a stud for a long time. He's an MVP winner, Rookie of the Year winner. Not a World Series winner. He got out of there right before the Nationals won that World Series.
Which is nuts, bro.
Which is really fun, especially since he said he was bringing a championship to Washington.
That shit has to be one of the worst sound bites for a player that's leaving your team that you grew up with.
Yeah, that's super tough. I really like Bryce Harper. I would love to put him higher on this list. I don't think I can, just kind of based off the guys that are above this list that play better defense at more important defensive positions. Like, he has great offense, pretty comparable to everybody else, but he's going to be at 19 for me.
Fair enough. Go ahead, drop 18.
Give me 18. I have the current reigning Cy Young, American League, Shane Bieber. Triple Crown winner.
Triple Crown, baby.
He was absolutely insane last season.
Yeah.
He was as dominant could be until the playoffs got there. He got hit pretty hard by the Yankees, and that's just kind of the way that goes.
The way the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, that's just unlucky. But, I mean, that was his only bad outing all season. He was really, really good, and he's been really, really good since, I want to say, the All-Star game of 2018. He kind of got, I'm not sure if it was 18 or 19. He got pushed into the All-Star game because of some injuries. He wound up pitching in that game, pitched really well, and ever since, he has just pretty much been lights out. He's another success story from the Cleveland pitching factory over there. That's a better name than the one they're going to be remaining with this season. They'll get a new one soon. I don't know. Shane Bieber, number 18 for me, because he's still a young guy. He's still learning. Every year he's improved his spin rate, and every single pitching stat that there is has improved from him. He's going to keep getting better. I think next year you'll see him even higher on this list. He's the third rated pitcher, in my opinion, and I have him at number 18.
Fair enough. Backtracking a little bit for my list, I don't have Bryce Harper in mind. I have him right on the bubble outside of the top 20, but that is what it is. So 18, I got Nolan Arenado, the new St. Louis Cardinals third baseman.
Really acquired.
Now, I gotta put him up on the top 20. What he brings defensively, he's one of the best third basemen in the league, and stat-wise, just in MLB history, you could put him up there. I don't know if he's the best, but you could put him up there with his glove. The man is just an animal on the hot corner. And his OPS, you looking at 920, you're up there with the top dogs in the league. And he can get you hits, he can get you home runs. Coming out of Coors now, it is question marks. We gonna see what happens. But I do like what Nolan Arenado brings. He could definitely lead a team. He could be the face of a franchise, like he's going to be doing now in St. Louis. So I'm interested to see what he's going to bring and if they could really make a push in the playoffs. Like they've been trying to, but haven't really been able to really make anything happen. So I'm excited to see what he's going to bring. Now, 17, you mentioned Cleveland before. So we slide in a little bit over in the infield. Going Joe Ram, Jose Ramirez. He's losing his best buddy, Francisco Lindor. So now all the heat's going to be on him. You got a switch hitter. You got the speed this dude brings is nuts. He could change the game in a swing of a bat. He got pop. He can make it happen.
It's from both sides.
Exactly. But like I said, switch hitter, and he got that clutch thing too. We were talking about a little bit also. He got a little bit of that clutch.
There's a lot of that.
So when you look at him, you better be ready.
Yeah.
You better be ready. And you would think a guy of his size, you're not really getting too much pop. But I mean, in 3 years, he's hit 79 home runs. He got 343 hits. So I mean, don't sleep on J-Ram. So
do not. Number 17 for me, I have the guy he mentioned earlier, the guy I'm wearing, Fernando Tatis Jr. I have him a little bit higher just because I do think his projections and like who he's going to be in another year or another two years. I know this is going into this year. I do think he's going to be one of the better baseball players this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially because I think they're going to be one of the better teams in baseball. Mm-hmm. I love Fernando Tatis. He's really fun. He's great for the game. He's like a guy who actually makes you want to go watch a game. And nobody has wanted to watch San Diego Padres baseball, maybe ever. I think since Tony Gwynn, nobody's wanted to watch the Padres play. And even around then was like kind of sus because nobody really cared about the Padres up until recently. So Fernando Tatis in 143 games, because he's played 2 seasons, no full seasons because last year was a debacle. The year before he only played 80-something games. In 143 games, he has 39 home runs, a 9.56 OPS, and a 5.55 OPS plus. Those are really, really good numbers for a single season. 39 home runs is a lot of home runs for a shortstop. That is not a position that we're used to seeing offense from until like this list, because there's just a lot of shortstops on this list. But like up until like 5-6 years ago, the shortstops were just not a spot in your lineup where you were getting significant offensive production. And now he's like the 6th best, and he had 39 home runs in 143 games. So
yeah, the shortstop talent is ridiculous. Like I'm pretty sure we have about four, maybe 5 on our list.
I might have more than that.
So it is just ridiculous the talent we got at the shortstop position. Like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's actually insane. Next up, another guy who hasn't played a whole lot of games in the span that we kind of put in, but it's really hard to deny like that whole eye test thing and just what you have seen from this guy, and that's Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge, I have him at 16. I think you and I both agree he's a better than 16th best player in the MLB when all things being equal, and if you played a full season. That hasn't been the case in the last 3 years. He's played half the amount of games that there have been in the last 3 seasons. That's just going to hurt you in the rankings. But I can't have it hurt him enough to knock him out of the top 20, because this is the 3rd best outfielder in baseball, in my opinion, right now. But, again, the injuries, so you don't really know what to get. He has 63 home runs and about 600 less at-bats than half of this list. So he's pretty comparable there. A 9.17 OPS. And the only knock on Judge outside of the strikeouts, or the injuries, is the strikeouts. But that's not even a real big concern, since strikeouts have become so prevalent in today's game. If you're going to hit the ball hard, or if you're going to hit the ball, you want to hit it hard or don't hit it at all. Is kind of what the game has turned into. But he's a great guy for good at bats. He strikes out a lot, but he also walks almost as much. Hits the ball hard, a lot of home runs. That short porch in Yankee Stadium helps him out a lot. I think if he has a healthy season and we have a whole nother top 20 at the end of the year, he'll easily be in the top 10. So,
agreed.
Aaron Judge, 16.
Fair enough. So my 16th, I gotta go Shane Bieber. You gotta bring it to Shane Bieber, like you mentioned earlier. The Triple Crown. That's a big thing. He's getting better. Yeah, he's young, but he's progressing. He is one of the best pitchers in baseball. Let's see, he got almost 500 strikeouts, just one less than 500 in 3 years. For a young pitcher, that's impressive.
Yeah,
it's impressive, and then you add the Triple Crown onto that, is nuts. And a 3.32 ERA, it's nothing too scary to look at because Cleveland hasn't been giving him too much help as well. So when you're a pitcher, you kind of try to press a little harder. You give up home runs, you give up more hits, RBIs. It's the way the cookie crumbles. So you try to put the ball in your hands and win the game when you're not really getting run support. So it's tough. But 16, I got Shane Bieber.
Yeah, I'm also, at least me, I don't put any emphasis on ERA. ERA is just a looks good, looks cute number. Yeah. But you have 2 bad outings and your ERA is a 5. And
exactly.
That's just not realistic to keep a low one forever. 15, who you got?
Manny Machado, third baseman of the San Diego Padres. He's a scary bat in the lineup, man. It's scary. There's nothing really else to say about it. His glove is ridiculous. What he did with the Orioles back in the day was nuts. One of the best gloves in baseball. Right next to Arenado, you get Anthony Rendon. Those guys are just ridiculous when it comes to fielding. And he could bang the ball, bro. He could bang the ball. Like I said about Joe Rand before, he could change the game. He could change the game with a swing of the bat. And now that he's in a position to really win, and when he went to LA, we really didn't get too much of any clutch stuff too much. A lot of just
the whole LA experiment was
it was weird. It was really weird. So I don't really hold too much weight about that. What he did in Baltimore for his career, dope. But I see him doing a lot of big things with San Diego. I know people were really confused when he went there. Well,
yeah, I mean, they gave him a lot of money, so that's a big reason.
They gave you a lot of money, and
I don't think anybody expected San Diego to become this good so quick. They had the prospects, but I don't think
that's the big thing. That's the big thing about San Diego. So yeah, man, Manny Machado sitting at 15, and I'm expecting a big year out of him with San Diego.
I am too. I actually also have him at 15. Manny Machado's a beast. I think he's the best defensive third baseman in baseball. That's even over Arenado. I think historically Arenado's better. I think Manny's better right now. If you throw him at shortstop, he's fantastic over there. Yeah. He's not going to shortstop with Tatis there, but he could. And
position battle, baby.
Yeah, give it to me. It's another time that this is not the first time. In fact, it's happened with the Yankees that the best shortstop isn't playing shortstop. But that's an interesting one. Love that. I love Manny Machado. There's a lot of people that don't like him. That's fair. He's done some very questionable things. He's really fiery, for lack of a better word. Really emotional player. He just likes to win. He wants to win really bad. And I think he really fits in San Diego. They're just a lot of fun, and it's the first time that he's been able to have fun with people who also want to.
Exactly.
He has a 8.68 OPS since 2018, an 11.9 WAR. He's gonna keep adding to that. He's one of the better hitters that we've seen. That no matter the type of pitching, his splits are really equal too, which is kind of crazy. A lot of guys aren't like that. He's grown into that. He wasn't at the beginning of his career. I love Manny. San Diego's gonna be good. Not better than the Dodgers. Yeah. Manny Machado. I think we both have him at 15.
Yeah.
14. Jose Ramirez for me. Another third baseman. The MLB is stacked with outfielders, third baseman, and shortstop. It's pretty insane the depth at those positions. Jose Ramirez, like he said, switch hitter, hits for power. Really good power too. He has 79 home runs since 2018 and an 8.99 OPS, which is actually better than Manny Machado. He also has a 15 WAR, better than Manny Machado. Kind of the reason that I'm putting him above him. The next couple guys on my list are all really close. You can kind of flip them whatever position you want to. They're all similar positions too. I really just like Jose Ramirez. I value his switch hitting a lot. He's a multi-time MVP, top 3 guy. He's never won it. And he's done really good things with Cleveland. He's been to a World Series. He's made deep runs in the playoffs before. He's hit clutch home runs. I think he has another good season. I think he has a better season than he's had because he's the only guy that can on that team. And he'll wind up getting traded at some point. So I'm excited for him to be a Yankee.
All right, so we have 14 now, huh?
Yes.
Get my boy Aaron Judge. Like he mentioned before, if it wasn't because of the injuries and just not being available, he would probably be in the top 10.
Yeah.
There's just no question
He's
about
a top
it.
10 talent for sure.
Well, he can single-handedly change a game. We've seen it happen in the wild card game, in the playoffs. You do not want to see Aaron Judge at full performance. You don't. And you mentioned the strikeouts, but there's times where the strikeouts really aren't even Aaron Judge's fault. There's times where it's just because his strike zone is so big, and there's calls underneath his knees that get called strikes, and it's like, what are you going to do about that? It's the way the cookie crumbles. You got to deal with it.
That's to the stats.
You got to deal with it. Like, the way he works counts, being able to get so many 3-2 counts, whether he's able to get it to a walk or the umpires bless him and don't give him a strike call that far under. Like, it is what it is. But his glove is very underrated, too. People think that he's not a good outfielder.
Every outfielder on this list, outside of 2, are great outfielders defensively.
Yeah. So, but what Aaron Judge brings, ridiculous. And just the way he leads a team is something to be said as well. So, I got Judge in at 14.
Okay.
And then 13, we got another new face, new place player, Francisco Lindor, also coming to New York.
The potential $400 or $400 million man.
Playing with the Metropolitans.
Don't call him that.
But yeah, man, I got Frankie. The dude's a stud. Dude's a stud. Another switch hitter, which is ridiculous that you get 2 really dope switch hitters coming out of Cleveland.
Well, 3 if you count Santana.
Yeah.
I think Santana's fantastic too, or has been for his career.
Absolutely. Definitely. And I mean, Francisco stays on the field. 3 years, he got over 1,600 plate appearances. It's something to be said about somebody who could keep on producing as well as being available.
Your most valuable thing in the offseason or the postseason is being available.
Exactly.
And nobody does it better. Literally, nobody does it better.
Exactly. Like, we got over 400 hits from him, 78 home runs. He got an 845 OPS. And then the part I love, 53 stolen bases, too. So you're getting a lot out of Francisco Lindor. And the defense is ridiculous.
Yeah, like, we're not going to count Gold Gloves because it's a stupid award, but he's a multi-time Gold Glove winner, and he is the best or second best defensive shortstop. Andrelton Simmons is probably better, but he's, like, right there. Lindor is a freak, honestly. There's no other way to say it. He's a small dude who hits for power. Love it. He actually is also at 13 for me. So, everything he just said, switch hitter, hits for power, bases. Again, same thing that I just said for Jose Ramirez too. He's done it in the playoffs. He's done it in the past. He's always playing games, which is really nice. And I had a conversation with somebody earlier this week that he maybe doesn't deserve the money. I said he should. Not even so much that anybody deserves that amount of money, but putting a Puerto Rican guy that smiles as big as he does, is as fun as he is in New York, is literally a recipe for the highest selling jersey in the league. I think he will be the highest selling jersey in the league. And he's the 13th best player in the league as well. So,
big salute to the Mets for making it happen.
Yeah, they finessed the
big salute because you bring in Lindor to New York. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Their roster looks a lot better, but we've seen the Mets.
Mets gonna Met.
Mets gonna Met a lot. So hopefully Lindor shows up to the games and doesn't pull a Yoenis this year. And, we'll see him. At number 12, I have another third baseman. I was debating putting him in a bunch of third basemen earlier, but I did want to put a little bit of a gap because I do think he's better than the other 2 that I mentioned earlier, and that's Alex Bregman. He's an MVP. He's World Series winner. Yeah. He's really, really good though. He has a really ugly swing. He doesn't look intimidating at the plate. He has incredible at bats. He doesn't strike out a lot. He's really, really good. He's a 17-1 WAR and a .95 OPS, which is just ridiculous. I think that's 5th in the league in that span for both of those for position players, which is absolutely crazy. I'm trying to see where you kind of have him. You don't?
I don't.
See, that's ridiculous.
I had him about like 15 to 20, but then I was looking and I was like, the whole scandal. I can't hold too much weight on your stats.
That was 2017, right?
2017, 2018, they had stuff going on. So they had the stuff in 18 too. So I was just that took him out. But he is right there on the outside. So I agree with what you're saying though. He is talented.
Listen, bro.
He is talented.
Alex Bregman is a top 15 player in baseball. He's the second best third baseman in baseball. You could debate he's the first. He's first or second. I don't care about the scandal as much. For some reason with him, I feel like he's less. He didn't have as great of a season in 2017. He had a better season in 2018 post scandal. Who knows?
I wouldn't say post.
I think it was still.
It was.
I think it was post. I don't really care. I think he's great. He had a great season last year. He's gonna have a great season again. He's the reason that the Astros are gonna be good minus George Springer. So, Bregman number 12.
Fair enough. Go ahead, drop that 11. Round out your.
I just went 13. Now you're and 12.
Oh, you went 13?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay, we good. All right, so number 12, I got Anthony Rendon. Another ridiculous third baseman. We just hit after hit after hit with these third basemen, bro.
It's insane.
It's ridiculous. 310 batting average, 954 OPS, 67 home runs. The glove. He could do it all. He could do it all. What he was doing with the Nationals, also leading them to win a World Series. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. And I know he's with the Angels now. The Angels are an interesting debacle of talent and not winning, and it's just
they're weird, man.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
They're weird.
Like you see them on paper and you want to pretend like
you gotta have a starter that's like not in the bottom half of the league and every stat,
and not in the bottom half of your lineup as well. Going to
that is probably also true. Your ace should not be your 4-hitter.
No.
It just shouldn't be.
So, yeah, man. Anthony Rendon, he's a stud. He RBI machine, 250 in the last 3 years, which is ridiculous. So, yeah, we're going to have that. And then rounding out my bottom 10, my 20 to 11, Trevor Story.
Okay.
Trevor Story, a lot of people overlook him, and a lot of people question the chorus power, but a lot of people did that with DJ LeMahieu as well. Yep. A lot of people were doing that with Nolan Arenado. So we'll see what happens with that. But Trevor Story is ridiculously good. A 909 OPS, not the highest, but I mean, he's a hit machine, 415, 83 home runs. And then, like I said with Lindor, 65 stolen bases. He's a speed demon.
Yeah. He's
a speed demon. He got a good glove. He can make it happen. He's dangerous. You don't want to see him in the box, especially late game. Like, Trevor Story is not something to sleep on.
Absolutely. That's the end of his list at number 11 for me. I have a guy that he hasn't said him yet, so I assume he's really up high on his list. Cody Bellinger, I have at number 11. Cody Bellinger has been really, really good since he came into the league. He's a Rookie of the Year. He's an MVP. He's a World Series champion. I think he's a home run derby winner, too. He's done a lot. He's super talented. He can play all the outfield positions at probably the highest level that there is. He might be the best defensive outfielder. Yeah, I'm going to say he's the best defensive outfielder that's also like a usable hitter. He can play first base also at a high level. Super talented. I love Cody Bellinger. I just think he's a little bit lower on this list just because I think he's on such a stacked team that his impact isn't as needed as some of the other guys on this list. And I think that's kind of an important thing to have as part of the mix. He has a .903 OPS, which is right around what Trevor Story's is. It's actually below Trevor Story's, so interesting. 12.6 WAR, and then Bellinger, let's find him on here for sort of these other stats. 84 home runs, which is nuts. That's I think top 10 in that span that we have. And he also kind of steals some bases. He got 35 stolen bases. He's a great lefty. There's not as many scary lefties in the league as he is. Like, he's just one of those types of guys. I just think there's better outfielders. I think there's another better outfielder on his team. And I have Cody Bellinger at 11.
Fair enough. So that rounds out our 20 to 11. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if we're idiots. Let us know what you think. If we were right, we were wrong, who should be here, who should be higher, lower, whatever it is. Make sure you hit that like button if you enjoyed this. Subscribe if you want more videos. Make sure to keep an eye out for our top 10 dropping tomorrow.
Sir.
If you're watching this, make sure you check that out. If you're late to the party, ain't no problem.
You can jump right in and go check that out right away.
Enjoy opening day. Enjoy the 2021 season. Make sure to follow us on all our social medias at _the Spectators, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. The bird flew away for a second. But yeah, man. Appreciate it. You got anything else?
Happy opening day, guys. Take it easy.
Happy opening day.
See ya.